I never imagined the day would come when I'd stand on my own porch, holding a grocery bag in one hand and realizing the key I'd used for 20 years no longer fit the lock. That's how it began, with silence, a locked door, and the faint sound of laughter from inside my house. My name is Eleanor Price, and for 66 years, I believed kindness always found its way back to you. But life, it has a cruel sense of humor sometimes. I raised my daughter Rachel alone after her father passed. Back then, it was just the two of us in a small two-bedroom house on Maple Street. We didn't have much, but we had each other, shared meals, late-night talks, hand-me-down laughter. Rachel was my world. I used to work long hospital shifts as a nurse, then come home just in time to make her breakfast before school. She'd say, "Mom, you smell like coffee and sanitizer." And I'd laugh because she was right. When she went to college, I sold my car to help pay her tuition. When she got married to David, a man who always seemed just a little too polished, I tried to believe she was happy. David had a way of talking that made you doubt yourself. He'd smile, but his words carried a quiet edge. "You shouldn't be living alone at your age, Eleanor. That house is too big. You should think about downsizing." Rachel would always step in. "David, please, she loves that house." And he'd grin and say, "I'm just thinking of what's best for everyone." I tried to ignore it, but every time they visited, I noticed David's eyes scanning the house. The paintings, the furniture, the framed deed on the hallway wall. Sometimes I caught him looking at it the way a man looks at a prize he hasn't won yet.
When David lost his job, Rachel called me one evening. Her voice was soft, trembling. "Mom, we're behind on rent. Can we stay with you for a while?" I didn't hesitate. Of course I said yes. That house was meant to protect her. Always. They moved in the following week. Boxes everywhere, laughter, noise filling rooms that had been quiet too long. At first, it felt wonderful. I had company again. I'd cook breakfast and Rachel would sit beside me like when she was a teenager. David would thank me politely, always smiling. But over the weeks, small changes crept in. He replaced my armchair for comfort, moved my photos for symmetry, and began calling the guest room our office. It was subtle, but I could feel my home shifting, slowly, quietly, out of my hands. It started one rainy afternoon. I came home early from a doctor's appointment. The living room was quiet. My key turned, but stopped halfway. I tried again. Nothing. Through the window, I saw shadows moving inside. I knocked, then louder. Finally, David opened the door halfway. "Oh, Eleanor, you're home early. We changed the locks this morning. Safety reasons." Safety reasons. For a moment, I thought I'd misheard. "My house doesn't need new locks," I said. "It's our house now," David replied calmly. "You said we could stay as long as we needed." Rachel came out of the kitchen, her face pale. "Mom, please don't be upset. It's just temporary. David's fixing security issues." But I knew then something deeper was happening. That night, I slept at a friend's house, not because I didn't have a home, but because I had been quietly pushed out of mine.
The next morning, I called Rachel. No answer. I went back to the house, my house, and found all the curtains closed. For days, I stayed quiet, unsure what to do. Then a neighbor, Mr. Harris, called. "Eleanor, I saw a for sale sign go up in your yard this morning." My hands shook so badly I nearly dropped the phone. They were trying to sell it. My house. My lifetime of memories. I called Rachel again. She finally picked up. Mom, please don't be angry. David says it's the smart thing to do. You'll get money, and we'll all move into a bigger place together. Her voice cracked when she said it. She didn't even believe it herself. That's when I realized I had to protect myself. The next time they called, I recorded everything. Every word, every threat, every manipulation. Rachel crying, David whispering, "Don't worry, once it's sold, she can't undo it." I didn't want revenge. I wanted justice.
That night, I returned home. The for sale sign was gone. The house was quiet, too quiet. I sat on the porch as the sun went down, staring at the door they had locked me out of. Now it was mine again, every inch of it. But it didn't feel like victory. It felt empty. The rooms echoed with memories, and the silence carried Rachel's voice. Part of me missed her laugh, her presence, but another part knew. Sometimes love has to stand behind a locked door, too.
They say forgiveness is freedom. Maybe one day I'll find it in me to forgive her, but not yet. Because the truth is, betrayal by a stranger hurts less than betrayal by your own child. You expect storms from the world, not from your own blood. Still, I learned something I'll never forget. Kindness must have boundaries. Love doesn't mean surrender. And sometimes protecting your peace means standing alone in the house you built. Finally free, finally home. This is my story. And if you've ever been betrayed by someone you love, remember, peace may come late, but it comes.